Okay, this is study guide version 3. Make sure you have the right version that you're using, version 3. Copy all your work and then the 6 words to show me that you listen. So here we go. For this one, all the bad choices. If I give you D and X, that's this part of my diagram, and I could see if I'm reflecting over this X axis, I need that X and D to be the same distance over that red line, and I can clearly see D and X are not the same distance, so that one is no good. If I look at choice B, I'm sorry, let's do the wrong choices before the right one. This is A, this is Z. If I look at A and Z, again, not equal distance. A is really close. Z is way far away. That one is no good. If I look at this last choice here, C and Y, I could see that C is way up here. Y is real close. Again, not equal distance. But if I look at the right choice, which is angle B and Y, look at where those are. Angle B, angle Y, that same little distance over that line of reflection. That means those are the equal parts. Those are the congruent parts if I do a reflection. All right, so here we go. First word is red. Red. All right, so for this one, version 3, you need to know that if I give you B and G, that's this one right here, B and G, clearly the same size opening right there. Clearly the same size with my eyeball. That is true. If I look at C and H, looking at those, C and H are angles right across from each other in that little X that's being formed right there. Those are what we call vertical angles. Yes, they are equal. And then I look at G and D. Do those add up to be 180? And if I look at G right here and D, G and D are what we call vertical angles. They're equal. They do not add up to be 180. Equal angles never add up to be 180. But if I took that big angle G and attached it to this little angle H next to it, then the pair would equal 180. You need a big piece and a little piece to equal 180. Equal pieces not equal to 180. All right, if I look at E and G, I could see, yes, clearly those are that same opening. E and then again G right here, clearly the same size opening. Yes, those are congruent. If I look at my next choice, A and F, looking at A and F, clearly straight across from each other. Those would definitely be vertical. And if I look at that last one, C and D, do those add up to be 180? And again, yep, look at that, right next to each other. A little one and then a big one. Yep, those plus up to equal that 180. So yes, that one is true. Let's move on. All right, number 3 on version 3, make sure again you're showing this work. For this problem, I have 109, and down here I put 37. So your first step, take that 109 away from 180. 180 minus that 109 should give me 71. That's this angle right here. And then the second step, take that 71 and that 37 and add those together, because any outside angle you always get by adding not the one right next to it, but the other two inside. Those two plussed up equal that outside angle. That's this rule. All right, so for this one, I gave you a 101 down here, and I give you one of the angles 51. To find that green angle again up there, find the one right next to 101. Take 180, subtract 101. That should give me 79. That's this angle right here. And then that outside angle again is formed by adding these two inside angles up. So if I take that 79 and I take that 51 and I add them up, that will give me 130. That's that outside angle right there, where this one is 108. Show that work. All right, here we go. Next word is bat. Bat. All right, so for this one, I give you one of the angles. I give you this one is 61, and I need you to see that this opening is the same as this opening right here. So if this is 61, then B is clearly that same 61. And then all I got to do to find A is take that 61 away from the total that those two make, 180. So if I take 180, subtract that 61, that will give me what that missing angle would have to be, which is 119. Has to be 119 degrees right there, because that and 61 plus up to give me 180. This one right here, I give you the bigger angle, and then again I need you to see that this big angle is the same as this one. So this is where the 103 goes, right straight above. And then if I take that away from 180, that will give me what the small angle has to be right there, which I believe is 77. Make sure you're writing those labels up there. I don't need to see all these angles down here. I just need to see X and Y, or A and B. All right, moving on, number 5. For this problem, the way it's written, gotta know your directions. This triangle right here, number 1, is clearly being translated to the right. And then this look right here is your flip look. If I could draw that a little bit better, taking a triangle and doing a mirror image of itself. That's your reflection. Sorry about that drawing, but here you go. This one is going to the right, and I gotta use this word. I gotta say translate right. Translate right. And then right there, this is a reflect. I'm reflecting this. Don't use the word flip, even though it looks like it's flipping over, which it really is. It's a reflect. And you got to make sure you tell me which line it's reflecting over. This X axis right here, that's where it's reflecting over. So my next step is to say reflect, and I could say across, or I could say over the, and then that is the X axis. Got to make sure you're telling me the right place. So translate right, reflect across, or reflect over the X axis. If I look at number 2 here on this problem, I have a clear reflection look. From there to this look right here is again a true reflect. So write that already. This is reflect over or across the x-axis. That's what I'm doing first on this one. I'm reflecting this, reflect. And then to my third triangle right here, I could see it's a translate, but this is going to the left. So that's what you got to say. You got to say translate left. That's the direction. That's what I want. Reflect over the x-axis first on that one, and then translate left. The other one was translate right and then reflect over the x-axis. All right, here we go. Next word is green. Green. All right, the rotation ones. Here we go, where you have to write all of the coordinates. B looks like 2, -3. That's going to be B. 2, -3. I'll write these for you. 7, -3. That looks like, for this test, that's X. And then 1, -6. That looks like A. Y is 6, -6. That is my pre-image before the move. And how do I know that's the pre-image? Because there's no marks on those letters there, just plain old. And then write those coordinates. This is 7, -3. This one is 6, -6. This one is 2, -3. This one is 1, -6. Those are my original pre-image coordinates. If I want to find my image coordinates, maybe write them on the side. Take that for B and write that -3, 2. And since, again, this is a quarter turn to the right, that's what clockwise is, I then make that right one the opposite of what it was. So that becomes -2. That's going to be the new B prime. If I take that next one for X, that's going to be -7 becomes -3, -7, that's X prime. This -6 becomes -6, -1, that's A prime. And then that next one just becomes -6, -6, that would be Y prime. So here you go. -3, left down 2, left 3, down 7, left 6, down 1, left 6, down 6. Draw that shape, and then I'm going to have you label this one -6. This is A prime. This one over here is B prime. Down here I got Y prime, and then this one -7 one, this is X prime. After the quarter turn rotation, writing all of those coordinates, getting those correct. All right, one more coordinate problem here, the 181. So my first one is at -4, 4, and then I have -7, 4. Then I'm going up here to -3, 7, and then -8, 7. Draw that for me. Label that, and then write these coordinates. This is A, X, B, and this is C. A is -7, 4. C is -4, 4. B is -3, 7. And X is -7. I'm sorry, -8, 7. There we go. Those are my pre-image coordinates. This is before the move, pre-image. If I do a 180, it's going to end up way down here. So if you watch, I'm not going to flip these coordinates. I'm just going to opposite them. Opposite of -7, 7. Opposite of +4 is -4. That's A prime. If I do X prime, that becomes 8, -7. Opposite. If I do B prime, that becomes 3, -7. And then C prime just becomes 4, -4. Notice I'm not flipping them, just opposite. So 3, -7. 8, -7. Upside down, I got 7, -4. I got 4, -4. It should always end up upside down. 180s always upside down when you're doing these 180 turns upside down. And then label those parts for me. This is going to be A prime, that's 7, -4. X prime down here at 8, -7. I got B prime at 3, -7. Then I have C prime at 4, -4, making sure all your coordinates match mine. All right, number 8, 3 more. For number 8, I want to check your drawings here. The original C, -5, 6 right here. That is C. Then B looks like -7, +8. And then A is -8, 4. Draw that. The one after the move is over here at 3, 3. That's C double prime. A is at 6, 1. A prime 6, 1. And then 5, 5 looks like B prime. So that after 2 moves. So I'm telling you on this one, to be successful, listen to me, you're always going to reflect over that y-axis first. I'm telling you. So write that down already. You have half of it. Reflect over the y-axis. And then look where it goes and reflect over the y-axis. Got to know how to reflect over this y line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where the new C prime goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where B prime goes. And then down here A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you can see if you reflect that and draw that, now it's going to be up to you to chart the movement of one of those last points. And it looks like this one is going left 2 and then down 3. That's what that one's doing. So for this one, then you need to say translate, and I'm going left 2 boxes, left 2, you got to write it in that order, down 3. You have to write it in that XY looks, that X minus 2 look, and then Y minus 3 look. You got to write it in that pattern. Translate left 2, down 3. All right, next word is lizard. Lizard. All right, 2 more. The equations. So both of them have distribute, combine like terms. So for this guy right here, first thing I'm going to do is distribute, and then I'm going to combine like terms. So here I go. I'm going to take that 6 and I'm going to times it by both in there. 6 times the x and 6 times that 3. If my pen will let me draw. That's called distribute. Distribute is timesing both. So that gives me 6x plus 18. Bring down the minus 2x, the equal, and the 30. And then right there, combine. This is combining. You're not doing inverse operations. You're not doing stuff like plus 2x to get 8x. No siree. You're doing regular math. 6 minus 2, that gives me 4 of those x's. Bring down that 18 and the 30. And then right there, take away 18. Now you could do a 2-step equation by adding or subtracting that number away, and that gives me 4x equals 12. And then right there, opposite timesing by 4, dividing by 4, and that gives me my answer for x. X equals 3. There we go. Next word is yellow. Yellow. All right, last problem. Here we go. This one, you distribute, combine like terms, and then it becomes a variables on both sides equation that I have to have you know how to do. So this is 9x plus 36. I'm going to distribute first, distribute this, and that's going to give me 8x plus 16 right there. Bring down the plus and the 3x. Right here, I'm going to combine these two like terms, that 8x and that 3x. That's going to combine to give me 11 of those x's. I still have that 16 right there. And now when I get it to this point, now it's a variables on both sides. Start by getting rid of the 16 and then go get rid of the 9x and then back to the left and divide. So here we go. Let me show you. First step, always get rid of that plain number by adding or subtracting it away. So if I take away 16 on both sides, bring down this 11x and 9x, and then do that math right there using your calculator, that gives you 20. And now stay over here on this side and eliminate this 9x. If it was negative, you would start by adding 9x to both sides. But since this problem already is positive, you want to do the opposite. You want to subtract 9x. So these cancel away. Subtract 9x on this side. And this step will separate all your x's on one side and leave you 20 on the other. And now this last step in blue always involves dividing that number right there. So dividing by 2 gives me x equals 10. All right, so check all your work. Make sure you wrote down all these 6 words, the last word being bird, and then I'll give you a tutor signature, or you could get one, and then I'll give you a makeup test. Good luck.